So guys, after using about 21 billion naira to renovate the vice president lodge in Abuja, Wike proceeded to use 39 billion naira to renovate an international conference center. But take a look at these policemen who are on retirement. They are now regretting ever serving Nigeria. They said they are getting almost nothing after leaving service. Just take your time and watch how this country has turned out to become something. Don't forget that Tinubu went somewhere and donated 1 billion. But look at the policemen who wasted their years serving this country. They are being given 1 million, 2 million to go, as in package after service. 1 million, 2 million. And these politicians, they are borrowing funds and using it for themselves. We heard that Tinubu's government shared the highest FAC. You know the money they share to governors, the highest. Where did they get it from? Borrowed funds. And then these governors will take these monies to their states and they will show nothing for it. Tinubu is just giving them money to convince them to rally around him for 2027 presidential election. Most of this money are borrowed money which the entire Nigerians are going to pay. But guess what? They are using it for their own political interest. So guys, I'm just going to allow you to take a look at how these policemen have lamented. They are regretting ever serving Nigeria. It's really so sad. Because tell me, after watching this video, which parent will want to tell his or her child that you'll be a policeman when you grow up in Nigeria? It's difficult to even get the youth enroll into the police service, let alone the upcoming youths. Let me allow you to take a look at this video and let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now take a look.
Pensions, unlike members of the armed forces, intelligence or secret service who are exempt. Some officers expressed frustration over their decision to join the Nigerian police force, while others lamented their abysmally low pensions. Let's take a look.
I'm regretting joining Nigerian police. Nigeria, but I'm regretting joining Nigerian police. And I have my children. They are still in school. When I retire, then now police are giving me 22,000. Where I will start? Oh, I should go and follow me. I'm a widow. I should go and follow me so that I will feed my children. Or how will start? Let them give me my remaining money.
I served 35 good years. I was given 1.7 million naira. I am not happy. I am pushed to the world. Are you hearing me? I have children that I'm supposed to put further, but I cannot go home because of the mega things that is given to me on monthly basis.
Can you imagine 2 million naira after 35 years? What signal are you sending to the serving one? The serving one have known that at the end that 2 million they will pay them. So no one is ready to lay his life for the country no more. The government should exit us from PENCOM. We don't want it because we have 2 bills in the National Assembly. Exemption from PENCOM and establishment of police pension board.
All right, let me take a tweet from KB, who wrote, "Police and teachers are some of the worst paid workers in Nigeria. This shows how little the system values service and education. Many educated people avoid these roles, and the few who take them are left struggling. It's a clear failure by the government to respect and support those who serve the country." In the meantime, activists and the 2023 presidential candidate of the African Action Congress, Omoyele Sowore, joined the protest by retired police officers over poor welfare. During the protest, Sowore stated that Nigeria cannot be safe without a motivated police force, adding that the police, despite being crucial for internal security and having more personnel than the army, have been rendered ineffective due to years of neglect. He also criticized the practice of police officers serving as escorts for VIPs, which further weakens internal security. Let's take a look.
Our concern is the well-being of these men, how they get their entitlements for those who are serving and those who are retired and those who are dead as well, whose family members have not been paid their entitlement. There is no policeman in Nigeria that should earn less than 500,000 naira per month. The reason is that you cannot ask the police to be guarding a bank and the bank manager is better paid than the police that is protecting the money. The person doing the real work is the policeman that ensures that the bank is not robbed, not the bank manager who is writing how much is in the vault. So it is even small because 500,000 naira is about $300. That's nothing in a month. Whereas the senators who are in these places who barely come to work, an average senator takes home 30 million naira per month. And the policemen who are waiting at their gates cannot even buy paracetamol. The argument always is that, why are you fighting for police? Police is bad. Police is bad because Nigeria is also bad. The leaders of Nigeria are very bad leaders and you cannot find a good police from a bad country.
All right. right. I mean, Omoyele Sowore is right there. I mean, he has been advocating for the Nigerian police for a while now. It's not the first time we're seeing Omoyele Sowore out there protesting against the poor welfare of Nigerians. I know after that protest, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetekun, met with the retirees to discuss their concerns. And one of the things that he raised during that meeting was the fact that these are bills that have been presented to the National Assembly and that there's nothing he can really do. With regards to the contributory pension scheme, Dr. Abati, I'd like to come to you on this conversation. You know that I have special interest in this topic. Let me just tell you guys now. I mean, that's not actually the reason. The main point is the fact that there is the poor welfare of these police officers. You heard of one lady there saying, look at me, I'm a widow. Do you want me to go out there to prostitute? I have children. You know, I mean, Dr. Abati, go ahead with this conversation.
When the contributory pension scheme was introduced during the Obasanjo administration, I think that process was led by Mr. Fola Adeola. It was to improve on the defined benefit system that was then existing. And under the contributory pension scheme, the employer contributes about 10% of your pension savings, and there are pension funds administrators that invest and all of that. But this seems not to have worked according to expectations, according to the objectives of that particular scheme. And that is why some categories of pensioners have been saying they want to be out of it, to exit from it. The first set that did that and pursued the battle in that direction were members of the military, retired military officers, and they succeeded in that regard, returning to the defined benefit system. Now, immediately after that, policemen, retirees, also started saying, we too want to be out of this contributory pension scheme, which is not working so well. So this is the background to this whole controversy. However, the principle that is involved is that, look, pensioners need to be taken care of properly. In a country where there is no social security system, it is unfortunate that be they soldiers or policemen or retired teachers or any other category, you have in Nigeria people complaining and saying the state is not taking care of them.
Yes.
It's simply about the responsibility of the state to the persons who have served the Nigerian state for the better part of their lives. It seems to me that it's a good thing that the Inspector General of Police has said he will meet with this retired policemen, but he will have to escalate it further because he's not in a position to take the final decision. And that's why I think that the buck stops at the desk of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Harry S. Truman, American president, said the buck stops here. And this is something that President Tinubu should look into. And it's important for those serving police officers and women to realize that this protest, all these women going to the National Assembly, all these retired policemen, is a metaphor for their own condition, because no responsible state should treat those who have served it in this particular manner. Earlier, when we took on this subject, I recommended the triple lock system in the UK. The triple lock system is a kind of wage indexation for retired pensioners, for retired workers. Now, as inflation rises, then you have the pension also rising. It doesn't mean that it's a perfect system, but it means that in the UK system, there's an attempt to make sure that, you don't end up suffering when you are no longer working. But even in the UK, there are issues, even with that triple lock system. Because if you check the front page of I newspaper today and the Independent newspaper front page, they are saying that with the cost of a triple lock going up, that by 2046, the age of retirement may have to be increased to 68 years of age. And that in itself, is creating a lot of controversy. So you find a Nigerian system where government is practically broke, in quotes, and then you are talking about triple lock system. But if this were a more productive country, if this were a more efficiently run country, then of course it shouldn't be a challenge to find the resources to take better care of persons in their old age who are looking for support from the state.
This is it, but they've been asking that they should be removed from this scheme. The army, they have been removed. I mean, why marginalize our police officers who are on the road, please? I mean, really, I think that the assembly should speed up this process in, listening to their plight, because most of them don't want to be on the scheme. Rufai, a quick comment.
Yeah, see, I'm being very practical here. I feel for our police officers.
Yes.
I feel a lot of pain in my heart from them. But the practicality of removing them from the scheme that they are now, with a nation that doesn't have the money to pay, it's an imbalance. See, I think that bill has been pushed even to President Tinubu. Yeah. I think it's gone even to the
what do you mean by the practicality? I don't understand that point.
Nigeria simply does not have money.
No, but I mean, isn't it their money that is being put into the pension scheme? It's their money now. The ones that don't want to be part of it are saying they don't want to be part of it,
What they're saying now is with the defined benefit scheme, it's no longer contributory. You don't contribute anything over the years. It's the government that will see to pay you your money. On a good year, the government doesn't have money. You have delays. And that's why the government is sidestepping this in the first place. You see, Oji, all of this is just about money and productivity. Once the economy does not have money and there's no productivity, it's going to cause problems. That's just it. The triple of Dr. Abbas is talking about, Dr. Abbas, anyway, I'm happy you talk like this in the UK. It can never work here. Is it a country that you have undulating levels of inflation? Does the UK have 34, 35% or 20% of inflation? Just imagine, we're running a triple lock, and you have 22% inflation, and you allow government benchmark with inflation at 22% inflation.
All right.
It can work. So you have a very high inflation rate, you have undulating inflation rates, economic problems here and there. The government does not collect enough governmental revenue.
Enough excuses for these officers to be going through what they are going through. It is unfortunate. It is unfair.
I know.
We should advocate.
I like to be practical.
They should be listened to.
You're not advocate for police rich me. I've been advocating this morning. But the practicality on ground. I know. Our daddy, your papa, my papa.
But fortunately for him, I mean, he doesn't have to go through all of what these people are going through. But the practicality on ground. And for those that are saying the defined benefit scheme, Oji, we all know in this country, when railway workers used to be a butt of joke by comedians. The likes of all the big comedians in this country got popular by shading railway workers that used to go and queue up for their salaries, for their pension. So I feel for the police. I think what we should push for more now is a proper welfare scheme for them now and increase their salaries now. That's it. That's Omoyele
Let's do that
should
first.
be earning 500,000 naira.
Yes,
I agree with you, Omoyele.
I don't see why lawmakers that don't do anything that go to sex shop will be earning millions, and police will be earning paltry amount that risk their life every day.
Right now,
so let's push for salary increase.
We're pushing for salary increase, better welfare for our security men, and these people serve the nation and they need their pay. They deserve their pay. We'll take another story now. On Monday, reports began circulating that Ahmed Babangida, son of former military president Ibrahim Babangida, had rejected the appointment given to him by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on July 18th as chairman of the Bank of Agriculture. The alleged rejection was stated in a letter dated July 21st that went viral on social media. However, according to a statement by Dada Olusegun, special assistant to the president on social media, Babangida accepted the appointment. In a press release on Monday, he expressed gratitude for the trust placed in him by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and emphasized his commitment to transparency, accountability, and national unity. Babangida dismissed the reports claiming he rejected the appointment as false and malicious, labeling them as a deliberate attempt to mislead the public and damage the image of the Tinubu administration. Vimbai, you saw this letter circulating. I mean, when I saw it, I was what happened there? But now we've seen reports that he has debunked it. But let me take this comment from Edo Man. He wrote on X, after the passing of former President Buhari, Nigeria enters a fresh phase of elite reshuffling, with parts of the northern bloc drifting towards the opposition. President Tinubu is now reworking the power map, offering new appointments to rebuild political bridges. The recent appointment of Babangida's son is more than a nod to competence. It is a message, a signal that the ruling class remains intact, merely rearranging seats at the table. Old families, old loyalties, new deal, but the same circle. Nigeria's democracy continues to orbit around a fixed sun. Elite preservation. For every change in leadership, there is a negotiation of interest, not a negotiation of vision. The question remains, where is the voice of the people in this recurring script? I thought that his tweet right there was quite...
That was powerful, yeah.
I mean, when I saw it, I was like, this is exactly what most Nigerians think about these sort of appointments, these political appointments, they call them.
Well, I mean, they call it the rotation of elites or the circulation of elites when you're studying it. And it's been happening since pre-colonial times, which is that power rotates in the corridors of power and is seldom passed on to the next social class, if I may call it that. And that's why you have your Lenins and your Marxes and so forth who came up with the revolution of the middle class and the working class. The revolution of the working class, saying that, you have to take power by all means and so forth, because they felt that it will never trickle down to the common man unless the common man takes it by force. Well, that's a different philosophy on its own. But regarding this particular issue, I mean, goodness, there's been a lot of conversation around it, especially the conversation around this so-called power vacuum, if I may call it that has been created by the departure of the late President Buhari. And, yesterday we were talking about the late President's 12 million votes. And we were saying, well, where are these 12 million votes to begin with? Because in the last election, President Tinubu garnered about 5.3 million votes in the north. The second person after him, Atiku Abubakar, garnered 4.8 million votes. It was just a 500,000 margin that he won with in the north. So the question is, where are all these 12 million votes that they're alleging that people have started clamoring for and fighting for? Nevertheless, following the burial of the late president, we saw a flurry of appointments that people felt were hugely politically motivated because they favored a certain region. And as has become, shall I say, custom in Nigeria, when these appointments come, other parts of the country will say, oh, we were not included and so forth. But I believe somebody did a breakdown, and the breakdown showed that the Northwest currently dominates with regards to representation of appointments. So those in favor of the president will say, well, this goes to show you that this president is not just here to push the Yoruba agenda. Those against the president will say, can you see him? He's going after Buhari's votes. He's looking for favor and political capital in the Northwest. It all depends which side of the political divide you're on. However, all this being said, there is never, ever room for this type of fraud, for this type of misinformation, for this type of intentional disinformation, the fact that somebody actually went to the trouble to create this false and fraudulent document. And I hope if the Babangida family do have access to all the tech experts, they should be able to trace the source of this document, because that person needs to be prosecuted. That person should be arrested, because this type of misinformation is extremely insightful. It's extremely insightful. Not only is it insightful, but it's damaging to somebody's reputation. Also, in most cases, I know there are some instances where some people say, I heard about my appointment in the news, but more often than not, when you receive a presidential appointment, discussions have happened behind the scenes before it comes to the public space. So many issues
we're in the age of AI and fake news and all of that. Dr. Abati, really quickly, because
there are two basic issues here. The first one is about fake news. About the malice and the mischief of those persons who created a rejection letter, and it circulated for the better part of yesterday, only for the Olusegun to come forward and say, this is fake news, this is malicious, that indeed Ahmed Babangida had accepted his appointment. When I saw it, I said, who will reject appointment as chairman of the Bank of Agriculture?
Juicy appointment.
If we were to make some people chairman of a bank of tomatoes or rice, they will jump at it. So that's the first point. The second point is about this elite rotation, power circulating within a particular class. And it's a trend in Nigeria where the children of the elite always get appointed into positions. I don't have any problem with persons, privileged children, benefiting from the influence of their parents. However, the emphasis in public appointments should be about competence. In all these statements about Ahmed Babangida being given an appointment, I was looking for his profile. Where is he coming from? What is his experience? What qualified him for this job? It cannot just be that he's been made chairman of Bank of Agriculture because he's Babangida's son. So the emphasis is on competence. But now that he has accepted the appointment, he should go in there and prove himself. Because it will not be the Babangida's name that will sustain him in that position. It will be competence and performance. And that's a message for all privileged children who ride on the back of their pedigree to get to positions.
Well said, Dr. Abati, well said. We'll take another story now. Well, on Monday, Dati Baba Ahmed, the vice presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023, met with Julius Abure, the factional party's national chairman, to discuss restoring unity within the party. During the meeting, Baba Ahmed expressed his commitment to ensuring that the Labour Party remains focused on its goals and effectively represents its constituents. He also revealed that Peter Obi is still a member of the Labour Party and has not joined the coalition party, African Democratic Congress. Let's take a look.
I'm here as a loyal party member. I am here as a peacemaker, and I'm also here to reconcile divergent opinions. I have attended and I have listened to the coalition attempts, yet I still remain in Labour Party. From the comments of my boss, His Excellency Governor Peter Obi, he still remains in the Labour Party. I intend to bring everybody together for us to sit down and again understand each other better and move forward.
All right. I mean, when we saw this meeting and video, we were like, wow. Dati Baba Ahmed and Julius Abure together in one room. All right, but he was also there with Nana Kazure, who is the, I believe, the head of the Obedient Movement for media, right? And also the fact that he's saying that he wants to, he's there to reunite the party is quite reassuring to hear, especially given that, the African Democratic Congress just, had that whole coalition meeting where there was Atiku Abubakar, who has just decamped from the PDP. And of course, El Rufai. Now, your thoughts on the fact that, Dati Baba Ahmed was there and he's saying that Peter Obi remains in the party. Obviously, we know that people can have two political parties at the same time.
No,
I don't want to dwell on that. Let's talk of this one. Yeah,
when you say people can have two political parties.
That's the law. It's just the law.
I know they can't have two political parties, but we've seen people that in one political party are working for another political party and nothing happens. So when you say what's the law in Nigeria, does the law really apply? The law is very selective in this country. So secondly, there's nothing that he has said that's away from the fact. So he's still a member of the Labour Party. That's a fact, and that's just it. But I want to think out loud I just hope some people are not being blackmailed in the corner with all of this that I'm saying. And it's not out of fashion when politics starts full swing. Some people are being pressured and blackmailed in the corner. And because they want to keep themselves together, they go to do all sorts of things. Because this was this dirty Ahmed that at some point, I'm not sure he was going to see Aburi eye to eye. You knew where he stood with Peter Obi. And that's why the People's Gazette was running a story that he has abandoned Peter Obi. I don't think so. But I just hope people are not being pressured in the corner to be able to make this decision. But you see, the thing about time is, in the abundance of time, we will know.
Yes.
Everything will come out. But
Yes.
the truth is, Dati Ahmed has no business going to say he wants to make peace between the factions. This looks suspect to me.
Really?
And that's why I say, I want to put the caveat, I just hope people are not being threatened or blackmailed in the corner. He has no business. There was a clear-cut judgment. Anyway, we have now gotten to a country where judgments are inconclusive now. So everybody picks one side to the other. Hence the Senator Akpabio and Natasha Dibako. Everybody picks the side that suits them. That's where our judiciary has gotten to. But clearly, there's no peace he wants to make. It's clear. It's clear what happened in that judgment. I had the time to interview Governor Alex Oti, and he also stated many things. I remember his position clearly as regards Julius Abure. So when he is now going to sit with Julius Abure in terms of making peace, there's no peace he's going to make.
All right.
The same people that castigated you. So the question we should ask Dati is, what is going on? What is going on? What has changed?
Okay, with time we'll know.
But with time,
Yes.
you see, there's nothing
Hidden under the sun.
hidden under this.
Well said, Rufai. Well said.
Perfect.
All right.
So guys, you have seen it for yourself. These are the things we are talking about when it comes to leadership in this country. See, Tinubu has hijacked everywhere. Do you know why people can threaten Obi and get away with it? It's because they have the backing of Tinubu, they have the backing of the DSS, they have the backing of the Nigerian police. They can't arrest. We all know, even when Peter Obi will say one thing, they will say the DSS should go and pick him up. But you see the kind of threats that Peter Obi got from the Edo State governor. Nobody is saying anything. I mean, Tinubu and his camp, they've all gone silent because they think they can forcefully win trust from Nigerians. They are rather, the APC think stopping Obi entering states is going to end them votes. Who is going to vote for them? I mean, you stopping Obi is going to end you vote. That will make people to now say, okay, since we didn't see Obi, let's vote for them. It doesn't work that way. Try to win people. Peter Obi did his best by winning people's hearts, and that is why he's gaining the traction, the love he's getting today. You know, that is why Peter Obi is gaining the traction he's gaining today, not because of any other thing. And then instead of these ones to, like, you know, try their best to win people's heart, they are just threatening. Threats will not help you. Peter Obi said it that when he was the governor, he told Jonathan, please don't give me the vote of anybody. I don't want anybody's vote to be counted to me, and I don't want my vote to be counted to anybody. Anybody the people chooses, let it be. I don't want people's votes coming to me. That was Peter Obi, and that's what leadership is all about. But you know, these cabals, they don't like it. They don't want anything like that to happen in this country because they feel the country belongs to them. Anyway, guys, I don't know what you make of this video. Let me actually know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.